Okay. בשר רותח שחלה, we are in סעיף זין. בשר רותח שחתכו בסכין חולבת. כל החתיכה אסורה, אם אין ב60 כנגד מקום הסכין שחתך הבשר. אבל אם אינו בן יומו, או אם אינו יודע שהוא בן יומו, אינו אוסר אלא כדי קליפה. Yeah, סעיף זין. So if a person right now took a knife that it is dairy, בשר רותח שחתך בסכין חולבת. In the morning you cut with this pizza. And then you washed it off, you put it aside. In the evening, somebody came, he didn't know. He took that knife that was used in Kli Rishon, was on the fire, was on the oven, hot, and he cuts with this meat. Kol ha'chaticha asura, the entire piece of meat is asur if there is no 60 times the piece of metal that touched the actual cheese, the actual dairy thing. Exactly, because the knife was cut once with dairy on Kli Rishon. Kli Rishon is where the fire is. Now you took that knife, you wash it off, and you have still absorption of taste. Close the door, please. Of dairy. Now you're cutting with that piece of meat that it is hot. Kli Rishon, both Kli Rishon. If it's not Kli Rishon, it's no problem. Everything has to be Kli Rishon.
Even if one of them is Kli Rishon, one of them is not. Meaning,
it's still no problem. Right. אבל אם אינו בן יומו, but if it is not בן יומו, if the knife was not used within 24 hours, בן יומו means babekov within 24 hours. If it was not used within 24 hours, או אם אינו יודע שהוא בן יומו, or if he doesn't know that it is בן יומו, אינו אוסר אלא כדי קליפה. He does not restrict that, only כדי קליפה. כדי קליפה means the surface of it. So in God forbid somebody gets to such a problem, the knife was not used within 24 hours, mate. What's the answer quickly? All you gotta do is
wash it.
No. Cut the layer off.
Why is it not the case with if it was used within 24 hours?
Because within 24 hours it's spread, the taste spread. There's a taste. It's like a milk will fall onto a hot piece of meat. Milk will fall on a hot piece of meat. What's going to happen with that meat?
Even if you cut it quickly, that piece, that cut it.
Go figure what's quickly now, what's not. One guy will say, I did it quickly. He thinks quickly is 5 minutes. The other guy thinks quickly is 1 minute. The other one thinks quickly is 1 hour. What quickly means? That's why he touched it, hot, it's finished. 60 times you need right now in the meat times the milk in order to permit that. Okay? Because of בשר רותח בכלי ראשון. Your question is, the next line. אהרון ג'ון. בג'ון יחלפש. קמר בזבסני רבות, גברית, decline גברית. אהרון was a famous star, אני חושב. שהכל דורג, אהרון. יש, שהכל, פשוטה. הוא הראשון. Вот. Внимательно. Сразу услышал. Хаци шакот? Бля нара. Today, Ari, the Divrei Torah is also Lilu Nishmat your father. ברשות מורי ורבותיי, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. וכל זה לבשר רותח בכלי ראשון. ואז אם הסכין בן יומו ואין 60 בבשר נגד הסכין, הכל אסור. ואף הסכין צריך הגעלה. אבל אם הוא כלי שני, הבשר צריך קליפה. If it is כלי שני, all you need is כדי קליפה. And the knife needs נעיצה בקרקע. We said that stopping the ground. We said nowadays it's מצ'לקה with soap. That's the same job. לכן נוהגים, ואפילו אין הסכין בן יומו, יש לקטוף הבשר מעט מטעם שמנונית הסכין. What's the reason you gotta do that layer cut off? You took by mistake a dairy knife that you used within 24 hours, after 24 hours, dairy used after 24 hours, you cut with this meat by mistake. Everything is hot. The cheese was hot, you washed off the knife, now you came to cut off the meat. the meat is hot also. What's the status of the meat? You'll need cut the layer of it. What's the reason? It says, Rabotai, back in the day, there was no machalka, there is no good soap. The way people used to wash is about. Like my Prabhabuli used to wash, you know? After she washed, you feel all the the grease is still there. I remember with the table, how do you call this thing? Trapka. With the table trapka, with water like this. It's clean. It does. That used to be back in the day. They grew up like that. She lived until 96, 97, something like that. 95, 96, very, very old. Age. I probably. So, you see that back in the day, they did not clean very well. So the meat used to, if you cut right now with that knife, that you washed it, don't know much, has a residue. And you cut right now the meat, the residue is going to be attached to the meat. That is the problem. Yaakov, you got it? והסכין העיצה בקרקע, וכן נוהגים, ואפילו אין הסכין בן יומו, יש לקלוף הבשר מעט מטעם שמנונית הסכין. It says, even though the knife is not בן יומו, you still have to do כדי קליפה. אוקיי? חד, אם נפל לתנור, פנדיש גבינה, אפילו לחם, וכן גבינה חמה בקערה בשר בת יומה, אינו עושה אלא כדי קליפה. In case by mistake, נפל לתנור, פנדיש גבינה. Dairy burekas fell into an oven. וכן גבינה חמה בקערת בשר בת יומה. אינו עושה אלא כדי קליפה. The whole thing will be only אסור כדי קליפה.
Why is it using ben, bat?
Huh?
Bat yomo, ben yomo.
Well, what are you asking? Ben yomo is something that is male tense.
No, but it says why it says a female. Why is it using the female?
Because it depends what's the subject. If the subject is female, you say bat yoma. If the subject is male, you say ben yomo. Okay? קערה של בשר שעושים בה מאכל של בשר הנקרא פנדש. ולא היה פנדש, Mr. יעקבי קם ג'ונו. והקערה, ונפל לתוכה גבינה חמה. הקערה והגבינה נעשו כדי קליפה, ושאר הפוסקים פירשו שם פנדש של בשר חם. אוקיי, ת' בישלו דבש במחבת של בשר בת יומה. They cooked honey inside מחבת of meat בת יומה. והריקו חם בקערה של חלב בת יומה. Now listen to this. You had a hot honey. That hot honey was in a dairy, was in a dairy pot. The honey was in a dairy pot. Ben yomo, the pot you made shir choy 5 minutes ago. You washed it off with salt, with machalka, with everything good. And then you made, you warmed up honey over there. You poured the honey into a meaty plate or a meaty pan. So you have a dairy pan and you have a meaty pan. The connection between the two is the honey. The fact that the honey touches on the same time the dairy pan and at the same time it touches the meaty pan. Is there any problem? The honey is part. Is there any problem that it touches both at the same time? Says Halacha, muta. There's no problem.
We said the same thing with the last time with the cooking, like the part you can do, but if this is meat or milk, you cannot.
No, but this at the same time it touches the same thing.
When you pick up the omelette from the dairy pan with the spatula and you are making it go on the meaty plate, the omelette does not touch this one and this one at the same time.
Hold on, it's the same thing. It's the same
Here it touches it, and at the same time the honey is being poured hot from the pan, dairy pan to the meaty pan, and the same time.
We said the same thing if you're cooking the fish on a dairy pan and you put it on the plate of the midi, so it's okay.
Tzaddik ben tzaddik.
We said when we cook fish on dairy pan, we can put this on the plate of the midi, so it's not a problem.
Nachon, but pay attention, the fish does not touch both parties at the same time. It's finished with him, it goes over here. This halacha, the hot honey, is touching the hot pan, dairy. When you pour it, it touches at the same time the hot midi.
Pan.
Right now you have hot dairy pan, hot midi pan, and you have the thing in between, the honey. Można или нет?
This mutar, it's allowed because it's parv, or it's allowed because it's honey?
So it says halacha mutar.
But why is it mutar?
Mishum de'ave nat bar nat. The secondary taste. The dairy gave taste to the pot, and the pot gave taste to
Honey.
the honey. The honey has right now
Taste of milk.
secondary taste. The dairy did not touch directly the honey. It went through a middle guy. Who is the middle guy?
Honey.
No, the
Pot,
pot.
yeah.
The dairy did not touch directly the honey. It went through a middle guy.
So the same thing happened from the honey to the pot.
Chazaku baruch. From this honey, hot honey, what level of taste he has in it of dairy? Secondary. Pouring it on the meaty pan, even though that pan is ben yomo, you just used 5 minutes ago with meat. Nevertheless, as halacha, 100% allowed.
So everything, not only honey, everything, whatever is considered, we do in this
Barb?
way. Barb, we can do in
Chazaku baruch. Now you're pouring soup.
If this part vegetable soup, so it's the same thing. You can eat.
You're pouring soup. Compote. You want to take compote that you made in a dairy pot, pour it into a smaller pot. The smaller pot is meaty. Tell it there, compote ni zachodit, Babula cooked too much oshpalo, she packed it up already, no room in the refrigerator.
So we can do it this way.
You want to put the big pot compote into a smaller pot of meaty. This one's called dairy. Can you pour from here to here or no?
When it was cooked.
Big kiddush, right? Ask any person before you learn this halacha, what would they say? To everything within 24 hours. Everything is even within 24 hours.
Also less than 24 hours.
Everything's
Right,
hot.
within.
That's what they say.
Everything is hot.
And everything is hot.
You're allowed.
The dairy pot is hot, the meaty pot is hot. Just because the mediator is parv, no problem. Big kiddush.
It supplies pasta. Sometimes women don't have big pots for dairy pasta. So
The pot has to be
cook it
big.
immediately.
Pasta.
The pot has to be
Pasta,
And they put the cheese on top.
Then put it in the dairy, in the pan with cheese together.
Alfredo.
You
Right?
can do it.
Within the 24 hours with both dishes.
Both dishes. It's the big חידוש. לכתחילה, מרן says, לשאול השתיים.
Yeah, that's a good question. He said
והוא הדין אף לכתחילה מותר להוריקו חם.
the pots have
I'm not going to go every or halacha. Whatever is less practical, we're going to go skip it because I want to finish this quickly so we can go to halachot Shabbat. By next week, Bezat Hashem, I want to start already halachot Shabbat. Okay?
finished. Yeah.
We already
Halach.
almost finishing. Yeah, we have 2 simanim left. We're going to go quick. Whatever is less practical, I'm going to skip the halacha, just Maran and Rama on top, and we're going to go further. So this is very practical, this halacha. That people all the time do it. Dairy pot pasta or vice versa, and then they're mixing into with the other one. Are they allowed or no? Since the pasta is parv, there is no any ingredients of dairy in there. I just cooked it in a dairy pot that I made shircho inside 5 minutes ago.
Oh, you cleaned it.
You cleaned it? Yeah. The taste of the pasta that you have inside is, the dairy taste inside the pasta is secondary. It's not the first level, it's the second level.
You take that, put on a meaty,
Huh?
on a meaty pot. You would take a dump and then a meaty pot.
Exactly. You took it and you dumped it
Not
in a
only
meaty
you can
pot.
put meat at the top and eat.
But you
No
cannot
problem.
say not bar not for
Big
the-
kiddush. I'm telling you, shocking kiddush.
We cannot do not bar not for, let's say, dryer, meaning French fries. I just put the French fries in a deep fryer that 5 minutes ago I fried chicken in it. Right now I cannot take that fryer, that French fries, and put it on the dairy because the taste of the meat is not the secondary anymore.
Right,
That
because
oil-
the meat is there. the residue
it's oil.
of the
But
meat.
we said
oil.
it's the intention.
No, I can eat it with dairy together, no problem.
No, we didn't say with dairy. We said you don't have to wait 6
You have to
hours
wait 6
after
hours,
that.
we said.
Oh, so I cannot eat it
No,
together.
you can also eat
Oh, I
it with
thought
the,
we could
no.
use it
We said you
Hold on,
can
what do you mean
you
you
can eat it within 6 hours. That's what we said.
Not together.
We said you can eat it within 6 hours.
As long as the intention
Hold on,
is
if
not
you're
for the
Meaning
taste.
right away, I can drink coffee with milk, let's say after that, but I cannot eat that French fries together with cheese together sandwich.
Right. To put cheese in that French fries will not be allowed. But to eat that French fries within 6 hours, if it was, let's say, with dairy, is no problem. That's
Why?
what we
Because it's not. But it's been
because the
tried
amount
on
of taste there is very little, that it doesn't count as milk that was restricted within 6 hours.
You don't need to wait 6 hours. You can eat after that milk and whatever you want to do.
Right.
So if there was a Korohan
Yeah.
and you're eating the French fries only, not
Right.
touching the chicken.
Now this was cooked together with the meat.
Yes.
Here, in his question, is the meat was there. They took it out. Just maybe some things are left behind. Residue.
No, hold on. They have some korohan not cooking together, separate. They're doing separate korohan kartoshka жареный.
Right.
Okay, they're putting the
Yes,
meat
true.
on the top of the potato.
No.
It's touching the meat, but it's not the.
Yeah, how
Maybe
about
this
that?
has the taste of the sauce of the korohan,
Right.
but not the.
The sauce has meat over it,
Right.
so it's cooked together with
Yeah,
meat.
yeah, the sauce.
Ты же сос поел же? Ты же сос поел, Хагай?
No, if you're eating only the French fries.
Nah, как sauce живут.
French fries without sauce?
Yeah.
Okay, if you have a такой tzaddik
No,
besdom,
but the meat on the top.
Sticking out over there.
Hold on.
That's
the
what
meat
came
on the
out
top.
without.
Hold on, the meat is on the top. No sauce. Meat on the top of the kartoshka, of the French fries.
Okay, but the sauce touched the kartoshka also or no? תמור. It touched it also. Let's go next. והליכור חם בקערה של אוקיי, ולאו דווקא בקערה של חלב, אלא מותר לאכלו אפילו עם חלב בעצמו. אוקיי, משום דעה בנת ברנת, הבשר במחבת ומחבת לדבש, ועודנו היתר, ואף הרמה. בסימן דהירה מכלי ראשון של בשר עם כלי של חלב, ולא נפסק לכלי נאסר הכלי שעירו לתוכו. מכל מקום כאן מודד, מותר הכלי של חלב שעירו לתוכו הדבש. כמו שהרבה פוסקים המחברים, מחבר בכללה, מתירים לכל הדבש שנתבשל במפת בחלב. וכן יש פוסקים אסורים דבש, בשר בדבש שנותן טעם לפגם הוא, והבטת אלי טיבות המשומחי לא יחמיר לאסור הכלי. We finish right now צדיק ד'. So it says, listen to this. This is also important halakha for you to remember. Rambam says a person is allowed to go any part of the world and buy oil from the goyim. Now, maybe the oil was processed. I'm talking about back in the day that people did not fake the oil. Today, there is glycerin, which is a fat of pigs or other animals that are not kosher. Instead of throwing it to the garbage, they have a way how they can format this glycerin chemistry-wise, and add it into oils. And you will buy chas v'shalom oil that you think it's oil. It's not recognizable. It's not visible. If you don't know what you're buying, and there is no any supervision over it, can easily trick a person. He sells him olive oil he sells him glycerin for the price of olive oil. It's making many times being mixed. So back in the day, people were not as advanced. So Rambam says a person goes around somewhere in the world, and the goy, Muhammad or Chris, doesn't matter who, sells him oil. Are you allowed to buy that oil or no? Says Rambam, yes.
Yes.
Why?
That time no glycerin.
Then maybe the goy processed this oil by warming up something. You got to warm up the olives. You know, the last part of the olives, they're cooking the olives in order to take the oil out of them. This is already the cheapest quality, but it's still oil. Now you want to buy that. Are you allowed or no?
Yeah.
Says the Rambam, maybe they cooked it in their pots that they made over there, halal meat.
Doesn't matter.
Not bad.
Not Kohen meat, halal meat.
So what?
Not banat, by prohibited things. You say, hey, this is halal meat. It's nevela, trefa. How can you do that?
No meat.
Listen what the Rambam says. When do we say something that mixes with something else makes that thing prohibited? Only whenever the combination of it gives good taste. But if the combination of it destroys the taste, guess what? It's not restricted. So even if the goy process his oil inside his meaty pots that he cooks over there, who knows what.
But we said that the last time.
Can you have that
taking the
oil or
pot
no?
From Goy and cook oshpolo over there, you can't allowed to eat it.
No, we said if it happened.
Happens. Okay, over here.
I expected you, Mr. Jacobi, already in the higher level, not in Am Haaretz
It
level.
happened, but this one he did.
Am Haaretz, here, the Avad, become the Chatchila. People that they are your level, higher level, no, there is the Avad, there is the Chatchila. It's two different things.
Okay.
Lechatchila, you cannot borrow the dig from the goy.
Cannot.
Can asu. If it happened, Baburi already did it, and you found out that the goy cooked it earlier than 24 hours. 2 days ago, you used the pot. So the pot has absorption of the prohibited food, but it was 24-hour fast on it. And Baburi already did it. Уже все шпало подало. Что делать сейчас? Ливин нишмат.
So over here,
You
the
can
oil,
eat or no?
The oil not taking the taste of the meat.
It does. What if he did it within 24 hours? Uzbek just made right now halal meat inside that pot. He washed it off and then he processed olives inside there to make olive oil and he sells you olive oil. Are you allowed to buy that oil?
Yes.
Says the Rambam, you can go any part of the world, Mexico, Oklahoma, Taj Mahal, whatever you want, any part of the world. Buy oil over there and eat it, not oil for and eat it. Why? And it says because maybe the goyim used their pots in order to make that oil process, and the taste of the pots went into your oil. It says meat taste, what that goes into the oil does not improve it; it destroys it. It does not give a good taste to the oil.
So actually, you know,
According to Rambam, you don't need. But nowadays, that the goyim knows how to trick the system, not only because of kashrut, you'll need, because they can put all type of garbage inside without any problem. Somebody sent me a video one time, many years ago, I don't remember, 5-6 years ago, how the Chinese people, slishers, add into rice plastic.
Oh, yeah. They do it today now.
You saw this? I was shocked.
They would burn it on the stove and it would turn black.
Put in the rice bags, plastic. Plastic that they cannot recycle, do anything with this. They cut it like a rice, put it inside.
Have a smell to
חצי
it.
מהעולם,
So you see, if there is no any supervision over it, they don't care. People will eat plastic. Mamash don't care. People will die, get harmed, hospital, all bombing people. Pulimak Adam, it's unbelievable to what degree a person can go just for the money.
I heard today they put Vaseline.
Poison
also.
people.
Vaseline they put also in oil in the type of cake.
So that's why you guys saying, Rabbi, today I can buy oil, like Rambam says. Nowadays you can't, because the way they process today things, you have no idea what's behind. I told you today, a piece of bread in Israel, 98 ingredients. 98 ingredients, one buchan kachleb.
In Israel?
In Israel.
But if it says extra,
How much more so? Here is even worse.
extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin is only.
They said, who authorizes it?
Yeah, but it's the same thing like Rama said for
What's
milk.
definition
Because
of
the
extra?
companies, they don't want to make suits, so they only sell you the cow's milk, most likely.
That's in America.
In America.
Good. You have FDA. You have
Yeah.
USDA.
So FDA
If somebody is behind it.
Extra virgin
They
olive
also
oil.
could be crooks, but at least somebody is behind it.
So in America, if it's FDA,
Right,
extra
but-
virgin olive oil.
Right, but what if it's in, I don't know, Spain?
Well, for now,
Or Turkey, everything is based on bribery.
Same thing with milk.
How can you trust this type of people?
But in New York, we can
And most of the oil comes into America from, no, Spain. Spain is number one. Olive oil production comes into America from there. So now you have to see where it comes from. From China, a lot of trickery goes on over there. A lot. So that's why a person cannot blindly say, it's an apisana, it's only this. Don't trust only this.
China olive oil.
Candy, does it need to be kosher?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Big time, yeah. One of the tricks in candies is glycerin,
Yeah.
fat. This fat is very tasty. It's very cheap and very tasty. And goyim can put it in. They put it on bread. They put it in
60
cheese.
rule doesn't apply to this?
There is no 160. The whole idea of 160 is for you not to feel the taste. I hear they put it for you to feel the taste. So it's already not nullified in 160. So that's why today, Rabotai, everything has to have kashrut, because you have no idea how people today can trick the system just to make extra dollar on somebody else. That's why do not trust blindly thinking, oh, it's written. Who said? I have a friend that used to teach him in Miami. He became a lawyer just to find out if what's written on the box is what's inside. This is the law. This is the lawyer.
Beautiful idea.
Just to check what's inside. You wrote this, yeah. They take it to the lab. They see it's not like this. They claim tons of money from them.
Cereals have the worst chemicals in them.
So cannot today trust saying that whatever is written on the box is really what's inside there. There's sometimes they're rounding corners. You have to be careful with
But
that.
if the oil's FDA approved, there's no problem with it.
I don't know what FDA approves. If FDA approves of glycerin, for example, I don't know.
Like
You have to see their guidelines.
the ingredients, for example.
I told you the rule in America is up to 3%. They don't have to specify. It's a law. They can put you whatever you want, up to 3%. I don't have to write it. So if they put you 2% glycerin inside,
Hotel Baruch.
you know, in $1 million inventory, 2% is a lot of money. In $1 million inventory, 2% is a lot of money. And if it's not $1 million inventory, it's $100 million inventory. 2% of 100 million. Сколько будет? That's all.
20,000. 20,000.
That's all.
2% of 100 million is 2 million.
Huh?
2% of 100 million is 2 million.
$2 million, mate. Just, I added glycerin. Law doesn't obligate me to write it. So you think it's not gonna make?
Ele diz milhão dele.
You think it's not gonna make that turn? Nobody's gonna know. So that's you have to know what the FDA approves. When they say approved FDA, what does it mean?
So there's so much bad stuff in milk and everything in America, everything is bad.
I don't know the word everything, but
Everything, every
apples
single
from the
food,
store is
every
horrible.
single food.
Even this,
So-
whatever we drink, the plastic
Very
water,
bad, very
they
bad.
put it in the boxes. It gets hot. You know, the
Yeah.
plastic,
It
they get
travels,
them.
it travels in
Travels,
heat
yeah.
containers.
Heat
It's
containers.
very, very bad. All this, everything.
Everything's bad.
shoot bass. We live in a
Shoot
good world.
bus.
Stop.
Everything is beautiful.
You're scaring us.
It's a beautiful
Don't scare
world.
us too much.
It's a beautiful.
Shoot bus.
My job is to scare you for the kashrut upgrade. You're scaring us for like what to do now. You're not improving anything. You're downgrading everybody's mood. So the kashrut, I'm telling you,
Everybody should eat oshibach with the
yeah,
plastic rice.
with plastic rice. That's the problem.
I tell you, if the rabbis would allow who speaks now, sounds like a good idea. So, natural
what?
food, good air.
They don't have kosher over there.
What in rabbis allowed? For what?
If they would allow to move back.
Why not? Move back. What's the problem? Establish
the
everything.
best
Move
place for
back.
Jews, right? Air, you know, the best place.
Why best place?
The food is natural.
Yeah.
The water is very clean.
Not now.
The air
It
is very clean.
used to be.
Always
Now,
natural. It used
even
to be.
now, everywhere.
מהמים
Seriously,
ולא בזמן
Even now,
הזה.
it's not like before. Same thing like Iran.
You-
Everything
But you know the
changed.
rule, right? It's always better where we are not there.
Green grass looks green on the other
They
side.
say, I wish to come to America, dying through Mexico, through the tunnels, through the water, through the roof, through whatever, coming to America. Living like sardines in 108 Street, and you saying, wow, another balabrat
We never did that.
It used to be. Not
What did I like? I was at Dushanbe. I was.
You born there?
Yeah. Passport Dushanbinsky.
Passport Dushanbe.
Also, you're Tajikistan.
Tajikistani, yeah. Yeah. Salam alaikum. Okay, let's go next. If so, the point you got that it's the secondary taste, it's not considered to be any problem. Okay, next. דגים שנתבשלו ניצלו בגדרה של בשר, הוא סימן צדיק ה'. בחוצה יפה שאין שום דבר, כבר מותר לאוכלם בכותח. Fish, or parv, I should say the word parv, that was cooked in a meaty pot, you're allowed to eat with dairy לכתחילה.
In 24 hours.
Within 24 hours. You just made omelette cheese, with cheese, omelette with cheese. You cleaned it. Your other child wanted to have omelette, no cheese. Can you put this omelette sandwich with pastrami sandwich for him? Oh no? Oh, I don't know. This omelette was made with 5 minutes ago. Cheese inside that pan. They cleaned it. with soap and everything is clean. Then they put cracked eggs, make new omelette. New omelette without cheese. Can you put this omelette in a sandwich with pastrami?
Yes, not bar none.
Says halacha allowed 100% lechatchila.
Just fish with cheese.
Yes.
Fish with cheese.
That's why I changed not to go into this argument. That's one of the proofs that people bring that fish and cheese it's allowed. Because Maran said fish that we used was meaty, but you're allowed to have a dairy.
It's clear.
Wait, Moran allowed it?
Ah.
I get that.
Now, did Maran mean only for the laws of Nat Barnat, or Maran meant for everything?
Why would he bring a case?
Because the Gemara spoke about that language. The Agim Shalu Bekeara. So the Maran copied her language, he really didn't mean it, for no, Maran means it. Balaga.
But he says straight out.
Yeah, he did straight out.
Cream cheese last.
Panini.
The best.
Tuna panini.
Yeah, so
No problem with that.
some allowed it, some not allowing it. So whoever follows Rav Ovadia, you should not eat it together. The word should not asur, should not.
Cream cheese lots?
That's how it is, yeah.
All good.
Can somebody kick you out of a shoe because of that?
Tuna and cheese, no.
If your babuli already made you the tuna and cheese sandwich, you're allowed to have it. Don't have to make balagan.
If it already happened.
Somebody already ordered you a slice of pizza with tuna on top, enjoy. Don't throw it out.
Pizza and tuna.
Yeah, that's what they put.
Sardines. Sardines.
Understand what you're talking about.
That's weird.
משום דעה ונותן טעם, בא נותן טעם דהתרה, ואם לא הייתה לחוצה יפה. אם יש בה ממש על פי הגדרה יותר מאחד ב-60 בדגים, אסור לאוכלם בכותח.
That's the Zohar.
Okay? So it says over here like this. בית בכל יום.
Потом большого раба спросили, как вы стали великим? За 5 минут. Говорит, как? Я, говорит, прохожу без 15-10 чашил
What
закончил.
did you say?
За 5 минут все схватил, то, что они 10 час учили, и так я стал раба.
Да. Но потом ему лекция только на 5 минут будет.
Полностью.
אוקיי? דגים שנבשלו או שניצלו. לאו דווקא נבשלו או ניצלו, אלא אף אם לכתחילה מותר לבשל ולסלוט בכלי של בשר בן יומו על מנת לאוכלם בחלב. Maran said, if fish was cooked in a dairy pot, you're allowed to have it, in a meaty pot, you're allowed to have it with dairy. If fish was cooked. Right? Sounds like if it happened. So says Rav Ovadia, no. Not only if it happened,
But we said that
you're allowed to make it happen like that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because they need the same concept. It's about not about
But we learned this one. If you're cooking the fish on the dairy pot, you can allow it on it on a plate of the meat.
Right.
We learned this one.
חגי, תביא את הרשימה הזו של האנשים שתחתמו. תמצא אותה. בבקשה. אוקיי? רחוצה יפה, וסתם גדרה בחזקת נקיות עד שידע בבירוש עונה רחוצה יפה. אבל גם לגבי הדחת קערות. Now, you're going to somebody's home. He gave you omelet. Now you don't know, did he fry this omelet in a clean pot? Can you put this omelet together with cheese? Or, sorry, with meat? Maybe he did it in a pot that was not so clean. Do you need to be worried about it? תסתכל מי לא חתם, שיחתמו אותו. תסתכל מי לא שם. אוקיי? וסתם גדרה בחזקת נקיות עד שידע בבירור שאינה לחוצה יפה. אבל גם לגבי, so it says, if you don't know, we assume it was good. As long as you don't know, it was good. אבל גם לגבי הגדרה, הדחת הקערות של בשר ביורה חולבת כתב בשולחן ערוך בסעיף ג' שסתם קערות מוחזקות שיש בהם שומן עד שידע בבירור שהיא נקייה. משום לגבי ההדחה, כיוון שבא להדיחן מן הסתם ומדיחן עם השומן דבוק בהם. מה שאין כשבא לבשל בהם. So it says, usually when a person is cooking food inside a pan, he's not going to cook it in a dirty pan. Most likely he's going to cook it in a clean pan. So because you don't know, Babulia made this omelet in a dairy pan that was dirty with dairy? Nemed onam. Can I have right now sasiska in school? They give sasiska. Can I have omelet with the sasiska and eat it together or no? Yes. Maybe Babulia had dairy over there. As long as I don't know anything otherwise, we count it as a clean. Says, hold on a second. But Maran said in a different place, if you right now wanna, back in the day, how they used to clean, the word clean is not the right word, sterilize. How they used to sterilize tools, do you know? Pots, tools, moel knife. How they used to sterilize? By boiling it. Boiling. That used to be bad. There was no soap. Well, how do you used to kill the germs? Boiling it.
Salt.
No, in the maybe salt.
Salt
One
in
of the
water.
ways.
They used to put salt in the water.
Maybe. Maran says they used to do it by boiling. Maybe another path also by salt, but he talks about over here by boiling. He says, what if right now you have a guy, sometimes a guy does it for many neighbors. He says, come bring your pots, make agala. You don't know which pot he put over there. He's Amaretz, he doesn't know any laws. Can you assume that the pot that he put, let's say he put a midi pot, big pot or small pot, he wants people, he boiling it, he wants people to put their pots inside there, to make agala for them. Is he allowed to make agala in this midi pot, dairy pot? Can he put dairy pots inside this midi pot or no?
He doesn't know.
If he
If
put
you
salt
boil water,
in
Says
between.
no soap.
No soap?
No
putting
soap.
water,
But,
boiling water, that's it, it's good.
you don't know, this neighbor wants to do good, but maybe he did not clean the oshpalo pot. He just poured water and boiled it.
It's fine.
Can you put your dairy pots inside there or no? Says Maran, no. Huh? You said by the omelet, if you don't know what Babuля did it, she made the omelet inside the dairy pan. You don't know, the dairy pan was clean or dirty? You can assume it's clean. Why when he comes over here, you said the neighbor that put this pot, you assume that it's not clean? Says Avadi, you know the difference, Amir? Says the difference is when you're coming to cook something people eat, you'll be more careful that the pot will be dirty, or you'll be careful the pot will be clean. Clean. When you're coming to do agara, it's to get rid of the dirt. So you're not going to be so careful to have the pot clean before, because you're going to clean it now. So that's what the first assumption is, that is dirty. Until proven, otherwise.
Innocent.
Got it? Поняли? Значит, человек сейчас делает агала, для всех общее делает агала. Там соп нету. Он алахот не знает. Амарец. Просто хочет добро для народа сделать. У него большой дек обувом мудаги. Хочет от этого дек сделать сейчас агала для всех. Но агала это кипятить. Акашировать. Можно ли ему акашировать? Можно ваши dairy pot туда принести или нет? Dairy туда можно принести или нет? Говорит Аллаха можно. Я не просил. Аллаха нельзя. As long as you don't know if it was clean, ты проверил сам, но этот амарец, на него нельзя полагаться, он ничего не знает. Мего не ведомо. Ты можешь свою кастрюлю, которые они молочные, туда занести? Нет. Почему? Когда бабуля сделала омлет, и не знала, какой омлет она там сделала, на чистый dairy pot или нет, мы сказали, ты имеешь право с мясом его кушать, нет проблем. Почему? The first assumption, мы полагаем, что было чистый. А почему этот амаарец? Бабуля амаарец, он амаарец. Почему, когда бабуля сделала, ты говоришь, это было чистый? Когда приходит этому дегу, это твой сосед, no, this most likely was not чистый. Why? So it says, because when you eat, cooking for purpose of eating, most likely people doesn't want to have dirt inside there. They cleaned it. So they have a self-interest to clean. When it comes to boiling, he doesn't care. It's going to boil right now anyway. So what's the first assumption? But he didn't do a good job to clean it. He put it just like that. That's why as long as you don't know that it was clean, we assume it was dirty.
Guilty until proven innocent.
Got it?
But that's only according to...
This is how about your subset. If you don't know, nowadays it's not a problem because you're going to put soap, show how much not, whenever you're boiling the process. Nowadays. But back in the day, Rabotai, remember, there is no soap. Soap came much later in history. Okay, let's learn a little
Why are we
bit.
going by what happened like back in the day? We have to go what's going to happen in
For example, you don't put soap
A
inside
nation
the
that
water.
doesn't have a past
yeah, but the nation
doesn't have a future.
Everything changed.
We rely always on the past because we have a future. Understand?
Очень много чего поменялось.
Ничего не поменялось.
So he's probably giving examples.
Шлома Амелах сказал, ничего нового под солнцем ничего нет. Все по-старому. Просто люди меняются.
דור בא ודור הולך, והארץ לעולם עומדת. אין חדש תחת השמש. כששלמה המלך, a generation comes, and a generation goes. And the land will stay here forever. הארץ לעולם עומדת. אין חדש תחת השמש. There is nothing new under the sun. So it says, שלמה המלך, under the sun, not going to make anything new. Do you think back in the day there was no emails? Huh? Back in the day was email or no? Was. With the birds. It took longer. But the message went through. Now it's in the second. Back in the day, a few months. But at the end of the day, he made it. Back in the day, there was no cars. There was. Carriage, took slower, but it ended up there. Back in the day, there was no everything you have today. Was back in the day, says Shlomo Melech. To make something new under the sun, you're not going to make it.
I heard that was airplane.
But something above the sun, you can make new. What is above the sun? Talmud Torah. Because it came from above the sun, from Olam Haba. It says, whatever is below the sun, and Hadash Tahat Hashem.
No chidushim.
But whatever is above the sun, there is a lot of new things. And Baruch Hashem, you see. Every generation, new chidushim, new chidushim, new chidushim, new chidushim comes to the world. That's how a person have to invest his time in the studies of the Torah. Because every Yehudi has a share in the Torah that no one else has that share. That's what you say in the morning. ותן חלקנו בתורתך, לעשות חוקי רצונך ולעובדך בלבב שלם. Then it goes Kaddish על ישראל, right? In the morning. What is תן חלקנו בתורתך?
A portion.
Let us Hashem to bring into reality the portion that we have in the Torah. Because every one of us has a portion in the Torah. Says the Chafetz Chaim. Why? What the Chafetz Chaim is, I'm telling you. Chafetz Chaim gives such a power, unbelievable.
Rabbi, we do Shabbaton.
Yeah, why not? You can arrange it. Why not?
Go away, like upstairs.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Let's go.
תן חלקנו
תדעו, אוקיי, רצונך
ולעובדך בלבב שלם.
complete heart of with your avodah.
Yeah. Says the Zohar Kadosh, Ari John, you know, after a person goes to Shabbaton, goes to Dar Saron, all these places, at the end he comes back home. He opens the door. What does he say?
It's so true.
Home sweet home, nachon? After he went to Mexico, Oklahoma, Kadama, Panama, all the Demona Hanana, Panama, he came back, he said,
It's true.
that feeling is, I came back to my origin. It says, how long that feeling that you came back to the origin you enjoy? How long? Until your wife says, go wash the dishes, I'm going to have to go unpack the luggage. Nachon? Till then, you're good. Patom, minutos va praslo, уже все рад. Says the Chafetz Chaim, in Olam Haba, our neshama came down to this world from his origin. Circling around this world, building this house, buying this pharmacy, going to this atzala, going to this home service, going to this, going to that, going to... At the end, a person passes away. What happens to his neshama? He goes upstairs. Time from Din V'Cheshbon. Says, what will be the zechut of the neshama to get the ticket to get to its origin? In this world, in order to get to your home, you need the keys, nachon? What will be the key that you will be able for your neshama to go back to its origin? Says the Zohar, Torat Hashem temima, Torat Hashem temima. What do we sing? Torat Hashem temima, Meshivat nafesh. The Torah of Hashem is whatever makes the person's nefesh
Satisfaction.
Meshivat nefesh. What is meshivat? You feel there that you went back. Shav. What is lashuv? Lachzor. Shav b'tshuva. What is lashuv?
To return.
The return. He says that feeling of, but not for 5 minutes until the dishes are clean. Forever and ever. In what zechut, says the Chafetz Chaim, he brings the words of the Zohar. You will feel that feeling upstairs in Shamayim forever. Aaron, in what zechut? Of the zechut of person study the Torah. I'm going to read to you the words of the Zohar. כמה איתלון לבני נשה להשתדלה באורייתא. How much a person have to put extra efforts to study the Torah. Rabbi, I'm going to be late today. Rabbi, I have a meeting today. Rabbi, I have a yeshua today. Rabbi, you're not doing it for the rabbi, you're doing it for yourself. You should not come learn the Torah, says the Zohar. You should put extra efforts to come learn the Torah. דכל מאן דהשתדל באורייתא, להא ולחיים בעלמא דין ובעלמא דעתה. A person says that he's going to be putting extra efforts. Ему тяжело, он устает, он еще надо попасть ему надо эту, всех надо его облагодарить, не может он нет сказать. It says he puts everything aside and he comes to study the Torah. Rabotai, New York, каждый ночь что-то есть. A person will be never able to learn Torah if he does not pushes those hours away. I have to go and study the Torah. Nivarno Chobudit, you have special in-laws or you have special outlaws? Every one of us, Rabotai, has an obligation to make that time set. Says the Zohar, only when a person put extra efforts, Amir, to learn the Torah every single day and every single night, he says, Bekol Yoma. What is Bekol Yoma?
Every day.
Every single day. You don't have to get a special invitation to come to shiur. Every one of us has the obligation to make it to the shiur. The people should ask the rabbi, is there shiur tonight? Not the rabbi should call them, come to the shiur tonight. Says the Zohar, the kol man deishtadel b'oraita, whoever puts extra effort to study the Torah, lehe v'lechaim be'alma den u'be'alma de'ate. This person will have life in olam hazeh, and will have life in olam haba. Person that has no Torah, Rabotai, he can have $60 million house, but he's empty. He has no meaning in life. A person that has Torah, he has a meaning in life. So he enjoys olam hazeh, says the Zohar, and only he will enjoy his olam haba. Torah Hashem temima. You made the Torah Hashem temima. What is temima?
Perfect.
Perfect. You perfect attendance, perfect effort you put to the Torah. It says then the zechut of this meshivat nefesh is going to return your soul back to its origin, and the feeling over there of home sweet home will last forever. In what zechut? That a person mature every day to study the Torah. Yiratzon Rabotai, we will be successful in this mission. Every night, every morning, we have to have a schedule for the Torah, and Hashem is going to bless Am Yisrael to be meshivat nefesh after 120 and get rewarded ba'olam hazeh and ba'olam haba. Baruch Adonai le'olam.